So we're going to talk about how to create a website. Now, there are numerous reasons why you'd want to do this. Let's say you wanted to sell a product online. That involves creating a website and promoting business that way. So you would want to create a website online and you might be able to sell something one day. You know, a lot of people they're getting more and more jobs. So this is, something that you could make some money on the side doing it. In fact, so you could sell something online. You could also create a blog. Let's say you want to start a blog. Blogging is becoming more and more popular. And there are other features that you can also add to websites. A lot of times, I create a website, from a math teacher perspective. I create a website for my students. So there are numerous reasons why you would want to create a website. So this video, we're going to tell you how to do that, but this video is not going to be about HTML, JavaScript, CSS, any of these coding platforms. And the reason for this is that it's going to be too advanced for what we're wanting to do. And also some of these languages, they don't match up well with creating a website. And so what I mean by that is, let's say you're wanting to create like a video thing online. A lot of times the website builder itself doesn't allow you to do that, and you have to get around it certain ways. So we're not going to be talking about these three things. Just know that different features here, if you are familiar with these things, you can take those pieces and, add them to these sites here. So just know that that is out there. All right. So let's talk about the basics. Website builders. What is that? What is a website builder? A website builder is just a site that you go to that allows you to build a website, create one. It's pretty, the definition is kind of right there. So you're building a website. These are known as website builders. This is how you create a website. Now, there are different sites that you can go to. So for instance, Google Sites is a very popular one. And the URL for Google Sites is sites.google.com. And then inside Google Sites, you will see that there are two options you can go to. There's new Google Sites, and there's also classic Google Sites. And whenever I hear the word classic, I think of old. So we do not want to deal with classic. I think they're even getting rid of it. So know that as far as creating a website, that transferring material from one website builder to another, it's problematic because these, they're all different. So we're not going to go over classic Google Sites. We're just going to go over new Google Sites because that's it's new and it's what's coming around as far as that goes. I don't know why they got rid of a lot of the features, but they did on classic to new, but we're going to deal with new. Also, there is Wix. Wix is a common website builder, so to go to that, it's wix.com. And there are multiple reasons why you would want to go to wix.com. We're going to talk about that in a second. There's also, and I'm just going to list a couple of these, squarespace.com and weebly.com. Now, the main ones I use are Google Sites and Wix. I don't really care about these other two. Maybe they'll become more powerful in the future, but these are the main two that I use. And I'm going to discuss some of the features behind them and why you would want to select. I'm just writing these down so you have them. You can also search for other website builders online, but you can also use squarespace.com and weebly.com, but we're not going to talk about these ones. So some of the pros and cons to using Google Sites versus Wix is that Google Sites is probably, it is the most easy to use website builder. That being said, it has very limited features. Features as far as blogging, as far as creating a business. Yes, they have gadgets, but they're not, I just think it's a little, it's harder to use in that way, and they're very limited features. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons to Wix.com. Also, with Google Sites, here, I forgot to mention this. limited features and limited fonts. So, and that happens, it limits the graphics. Graphics aren't that good in Google Sites. Not as clean as Wix. Wix, if you're wanting to make a business, is a lot cleaner as far as, creating a website. So let's talk about some of the pros and cons to Wix. Let's say you're wanting to start a blog, you would want to use Wix. You would not want to use Google Sites. It's so much easier to use Wix for that. Let's say you're wanting to, create a business online, sell a product, you would want to use Wix for that. You wouldn't want to use Google Sites. It also has a variety of fonts compared to Google Sites, as well as graphic abilities. So you can have a lot more of a selection. You can even put videos kind of on there, and it's cool that way. So, and there are more features to offer. So you might be asking, well, why would you want to use Google Sites if you have all these things to offer with Wix? Well, and that's a good point. I would personally stick with Wix because Wix it's becoming more powerful, and even with the languages, the CSS and HTML, I'm reading up on it, and they're adding more features with this. So Wix is, in my opinion, is right now superior to using Google Sites. But that being said, we're going to go over how to use Google Sites because it's easier to use, for one thing, and if you're wanting to create a website, you can go on your own time. It's not complicated at all to use one platform versus the other. So like switching between Google Sites and Wix, you can do on your own time, but I'm just saying that this is out there, but we're going to talk about how to use Google Sites in this video, and let's get into that. So all right, so to go to Google Sites, again, you want to type in, for the URL all the way up here, you want to type in sites.google.com, and then you click enter, and well, notice you have this, so it's saying, so it's new Google Sites, and it brings you automatically to here. If you can't switch between new and classic, all you can do is you can click here and it will switch you between new and classic. So make sure you're on the new version of Google Sites. So if we're wanting to make a website, all we're going to do is we're going to hit start a new site, and I'm going to click this plus button right here. So I'm going to click once right there. And this is my new website that I'm creating. So we can name the document. It's important to name the document before we get started on it. So we're going to call it website. You can adjust the page title. It's real easy. You just click on it and you can delete it, and you can say very first website. And so this is pretty much all there is to it, and you can just click on these boxes here. So I double click if I'm wanting to type in this area right here. All I do is I click twice, and then there are different options that you can do. If you want an image, you click there for an image. If you want to embed some code, you can do that there. It's not really a code thing, but okay, this is a side note. But you can upload, and you can have stuff in your drive. So a lot of times I'll just click on this and click on the text, and it's the same thing over here. We see all these features over here. So I click text, and then you can type away. So this is our very first website. If we want to adjust the text, again, it's kind of limited features. We just go here and we can change the text. The only thing that I think is really important as far as this goes, let's say you wanted to create a link to another, a YouTube video, or if you wanted to create a link to a document that you shared, all you do is you highlight it, and there's this feature over here. It says insert link. So I click on that, and from here you can just take your URL, copy and paste it, and click apply, and that's how you would have a link to go there. So if I wanted to create a link to, let's say, Mathematics Stack Exchange if I wanted to make a link to this website here, all I would do is I would highlight this region right here. I'd click insert link. I'd paste it, Control V. Again, Control C is to copy it, Control V is to paste it. I click apply, and voila, there's my link. Now, in order to publish your website, so let's say we have our website and we just want to publish it. All we do is we click publish, and then it will ask you for a web address. So it'll be HTTPS, and then so it'll be sites dot, so on and so forth, and this will come after that. So we'll just say first website. So this would be our they don't have that. Let's go website 1. And we can see that you have to find a website that actually works. Okay, so this one works because no one else has created it, so I wrote website and then a 1 and then first like that. So, and that's how you create a website. If you want to publish it, you go here and you click publish. And then it says on the bottom, it says your site has been published successfully. And if I want to view my site over here, so I click view, and here's my website right here, and this is what it looks like. So this is the editor page right here. This is how we edit it. And if we want to just simply view it, we can click publish, and it kind of saves it, and then we go to view. And that's all there is to that. So here's my website. There's the URL. And we don't even need this home right here. We could just type that in. If we type that in, it brings us up to our website. And that's the basics as to how we create a website. So very cool.